Hi guys, my name is Bappy Hamed and welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, in this video, we'll be doing one very interesting task. So the task would be, here we'll be creating a custom function, and that function will try to deploy as an endpoint, and we'll be testing that from our local machine. So what happens guys, we create different projects, right? Sometimes let's say we want to deploy any kinds of function as an endpoint so that we can use that function. Okay, we can send a post request there and we can get the response, and we can use that response in our development, right? So mostly whenever we're working with any kinds of AI model, so you need this kinds of function. So to create an endpoint guys, you need to do like lots of configuration. You have to take different cloud services and all. Okay, so it's like very time taking and hard task. So instead of that guys, what we're going to do, we're going to use one amazing platform called Beam Cloud. So here we can easily create and deploy our any kinds of custom function as an endpoint, and we can access it from our local instance. Okay, so I'm going to show you the entire step guys, how we can how we can let's say create the function, how we can deploy it, how we can set up each and everything. I'm going to show you one by one. So guys, let's open up our code editor and let me show you the entire demo. So guys, now here what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up my Visual Code Studio, and let me also open up my terminal. So the first thing you have to do, you have to create the environment, and after that you have to install some requirement as well, right? So for this, what I'm going to do guys, I'm going to create a file called readme.md. So here I'm going to write the command you need to create the environment. So the command is conda create hyphen n. You can name the environment. Let's say I'll give LLM app, and you can specify the Python versions of Python is equal to, let's say I want to use 3.11 and hyphen y. Okay, so this command guys you have to execute if you want to create the new environment, and after that you have to execute this command to activate that. Okay, conda activate LLM app. So for me guys, I already created the environment. I'm not going to create it again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to activate my environment. Okay, so what I will do, I'll open up my terminal, and here let me just execute it. So you can see guys, my environment is already available for me. Okay, yeah. So the second thing guys, here you have to create a file called requirement. Okay, requirements.txt. So inside that you have to mention all of the requirements you need. So requirement wise guys, if you open the uh, beam cloud documentation. So first of all, here you have to create an account guys. So just try to create an account. You can log in with your Google account. Okay, so previously I already created some app. Let me just delete it. Yeah, so if you like log in with the account, that means if you create the account for the first time, you will be getting this kinds of interface. Okay, so here you will see the documentation page. So let's try to open it up. So here they have given their documentation. Even you will be getting the installation guideline from here. So to use this Beam Cloud, you have to install one library called Beam client. Okay, let's copy that, and I'm going to mention it in my requirements. Yeah, so then I'm going to open up my terminal, and you have to execute this command called pip install hyphen r requirement.txt. So it will install the Beam client in your environment. So for me it is already satisfied because I already installed previously. Okay, but for you it may take some time. So once it is done guys, now I'm going to create my app.py. Okay, so inside that guys, I'm going to write my like custom code. So here I'm going to create a simple project guys. So that project will try to do the language translation. Okay, so that means if you give any let's say language, uh, you can perform the language translation with respect to other language. Okay, so this kinds of system actually I'm going to write here. So for these guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to import some library. So let's import operating system, import OS. Yeah, then I need request, so import. Okay, import request. Then I need beam. But before beam guys, let me show you first of all how you will create actually your custom code, and that custom code you'll try to convert as a beam endpoint. Okay, that thing I'm going to show you, like what are the additional code you have to write for that. Okay, so here it is showing the error because you have to also install this library. You can mention it here. Now let's again install the requirements. Done. Now you can change the environment here called LLM app. Yeah, now I think this will resolve. Okay, so here first of all guys, um, what I'm going to do, I'm going to initialize actually a function. That function will do the translator operation. Okay, so for this let's define the function. So def, I'm going to name it as translate. Okay, yeah, um, I think it's fine, translate. So this will take some input. So let's take as a kw args. Okay, I'm going to name it as input. Yeah, so once it got the input guys, so this input will have multiple actually input. That means the first thing we need the text I want to translate. So I'll be getting it from here, from my input dot get text. Okay, and if there is no text, it will give you the empty. Okay, empty string. Then I need target language. So here I'm going to fetch it from here, input.get target language. So initially let's say target language, I'm going to keep it as France. Okay, so I'm going to convert any kinds of language to the France language. So that's why I've given this line. Then I have to also specify my source language. Okay, so how will get the source language? You can get the source language like that. So either you can mention like any kinds of source language, either you can directly actually pass. Okay, like you can mention you have to convert this text to English form or any other language. Okay, you can do that. So let's not mention here. I'm going to remove this part. Yeah, so once you got target and source, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to first of all um, so here what I can do, either you can use the model from the Hugging Face. Okay, you can download any model from the Hugging Face, like any kinds of translator model. Either for the simplicity you can use the Grok platform. So let me open up the Grok playground. So click here. You can go to the playground, and here you have different model. Okay, different LLM. So for this you have to get the API key. Just click on the API key and create a new API key here. Okay, just keep the name. Let's say I want to give beam test. Now let's submit. Okay, let's copy the API key, and this API key, what I'm going to do, I'm going to mention it here. So this is my grok API key, grok underscore API URL and grok API key, both I need. Yeah, and grok URL I have to mention. Okay, so this is the grok URL. Okay, you have to give. So yeah, right now guys, I'm going to create a function called translate, and this will take the input and it will do the translation operation. Okay, so for this, first of all, let's give some exception. Let's say if this API key is not provided, so it will raise some exception. Okay, it should be target language. Yeah, yeah. So right now I'm going to just use a prompt here. So this is the prompt. You can see here I'm telling the target language. So let me put the target language and the source language as well. Okay, and source, yeah. So what this basically do, target language it will try to initialize, and source language, okay, and text to translate this particular text. Okay, the text actually want to translate, so it will perform the translate operation. Okay, then for this I need to create a something called payload. So in the payload it will have the model. Okay, the model actually want to use for the translator. So let me define quickly. So payload is equal to, so yeah, the first thing I'm going to name the model name. So model, I'm going to use this model. It is available in the grok. Let me show you. If I go to the playground, this model, okay, DeepSeek R1 Distill Llama 70B. So you can copy the ID and you can paste it here. Okay, this model. Apart from that, I also need to initialize some more parameter like temperature as well as the masses. Okay, that means the system prompt and user prompt. So what is the system prompt? System prompt you have to define. Okay, so let me define the system prompt. So here is the system prompt, guys. So here I'm writing, you are a professional translation engine, translate the user's text to the requested target language. Okay, return only that translated text with no extra commentary. Okay, then I just specify some tone here. So this is my system prompt. Now we have to invoke the model. Okay, so for this, let's try to hit the model through actually this request. Okay, I'm going to use the request, post request, to hit the model. So for this I'm going to initialize the header. So header will have the authentication, that means the grok API key, and the content type unit, let's say application slash JSON. And this is the code actually it will hit the model. Let me show you. So this will hit the model. So here we have to pass the grok API URL, this part. So you can see request.post, I'm giving the URL, and as well as I'm giving the header, that means it will have the API key, then payload, that means the prompt, and some timeout actually time. Then after that we are you can see getting the status, and we are getting the translated message, and we are just returning that. And if any exception is occurring, we are raising the exception. Okay, that's it. So this is my actually custom function. Okay, now if you want to test it, you have to execute in the local. But let's say you don't want to execute it local, you want to deploy it as an endpoint, and you want to hit, okay, you want to hit this endpoint through the post request. Okay, let's in some of the project you have to hit that and you have to get the response. So for this, how we can deploy these particular things as an endpoint. Okay, so if you want to do in a traditional way, you have to use so many configuration, you have to use different cloud service, and you have to do that. But if you're using this BIM cloud, it is like super easy. Okay, so only you just need to write a command. Okay, so which command? So let me open up my terminal, let me clear. So the command is, you have to write BIM. If you go to the documentation, let me show you. So BIM documentation, so there they have already given the endpoint and web servers. Okay, web servers. So let's create a web servers. So here you can see they have already given the example. Okay, like you have to first of all initialize this function as an endpoint. Okay, so how to do that? So let me show you. So first of all, you have to import a library called BIM endpoint. Okay, here BIM endpoint, and you have to create an endpoint here. So let's say the function you want to deploy it as an endpoint. In this case, I'm going to deploy translate function as an endpoint. Okay, so that's why we have given this decorator. Now name of the application, CPU, memory. Okay, you can also specify the GPU. Okay, if you want. Let's say you are using any Hugging Face model, that time you can do that. So yeah, only this code. Okay, if you just write this code, now you want to now you can actually able to deploy this function as an endpoint. Okay, so for this you have to execute this command. beam deploy your app name and function name. So let me show you. So I'll open up my terminal. So beam deploy. So file name is app.py and the function name is translate. Now let's hit enter. So this will build the image and it will upload it that endpoint to the beam cloud. Now let me show you. If I get back to my beam cloud and if I go to the home page, now see this translate is running as an endpoint. Okay, now we can use it. Okay, we can use it from anywhere, any kinds of local machine, any kinds of device, we can use this particular endpoint. Okay, so let me show you how it can be done. So for this what I've done, guys, I have written a test code. Okay, so let me show you. So let's create another file called test.py. So inside that, let me show you. So this is the test code, guys. So it will first of all take the deployment URL. So this is the URL of the endpoint, and here I'm going to replace it. Yeah, then you have to give the authentication barrier. So where you will get this authentication code? So in the response you will see this particular code. Let me copy this code, and here I'm going to paste it. This is the authentication code. Then you are giving the data, that means the text. Let's say hello, how are you, target language French and source language English. That means our source language is English. Okay, I want to convert it to the French language. So here we are sending the request to the URL, and we are giving the header, that means the connection, and the data as well. Okay, and we are also giving the some timeout value, and whatever response we are getting, we are just showing it, okay, in the console. That's it. Now let's try to test it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up my terminal. Let's clear and let's execute this test.py. So if you execute this test.py, guys, you will see that you will get the response here. See, you got the response, guys. Okay, response is 200, that means successful, and this is the result actually you got. So this is the actually this model, reasoning model, that's why it is giving you this many of response. You can also adjust the response as per your requirement. Now if I show you the logs, so here you can see the logs, guys. So if you open it up, you can see logs is also successful. Okay, request is also successful, and you can see the configuration, like how much CPU it used, okay, how much memory it is used, okay, how much GPU memory it is used, everything it will show you, all the configuration and everything. So this is super amazing, guys. Okay, super amazing platform you can see here. Yeah, so this is how, guys, we can deploy any kinds of custom function as an endpoint. Now you can replace this function with any function, any kinds of project function, okay, and you can deploy over the beam cloud, and you can use it from anywhere. Okay, now one more thing I want to show you. Let's say you want to delete this particular instance. So for this you can get back. Let's say I want to delete this endpoint. Just try to click here, and there is a delete button. Okay, so if you click here, it will try to delete this particular endpoint, okay, for you. So yes, guys, this is all about I wanted to show you about the beam cloud custom function endpoint deployment. I think you got it. So I'll share all the code, all the resources in my description. From there you can check it out, and definitely visit the documentation, because in the documentation they have given all the example and everything. Definitely you'll be able to understand. And one more thing, guys, let's say if you first of all create an account, so you'll be getting free $30 credit. Okay, $30 credit you will be getting. And well, let's say whenever you want to create a production ready application which needs like more credit, that time you can go with their premium subscription plan. Okay, you can see this is the premium subscription plan they have, but this is enough for the learning. Okay, see that much credit actually I have used so far. Yeah, so yes, guys, this is all about. I hope you liked it. So if you have liked it, guys, so please try to subscribe and share this video with your friends and family. I will come up with a different video in future, okay, related to the GNI, related to the ML ops. I think you will be enjoying a lot. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for watching this video, and I will see you next time.